Welcome to this Restorative Winter Flow, a fusion of gentle vinyasa and yin. When you're ready, grab your mat and let's begin. Starting in easy cross-legged pose or a seated variation of your choice, let's take a breath. On your exhalation, let's start to move to some seated side swaying. Just moving the body side to side, letting the shoulders fall away from the ears. Staying with your breath. On the sitting bones, the spine is elongated. Our class intention today is purely and simply to connect to the breath. Now let's start to move to some seated torso circles, just bringing that chest forward and back around. And we're going to make sure that we're alternating the directions here, so whenever you go to one side, perhaps starting with your right, you're going to go to the other side, mirroring what you're doing, creating symmetry in the body. Stay connected on both sitting bones throughout and find your own pace with this, leading the motion from the chest. After your next exhalation, we're going to come to our seated cat-cow by inhaling, looking up to the sky, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, opening the chest, and then coming back to that seated cat, rounding the spine, curving the chin into chest, connecting it to your own breath, inhaling, opening to cow, exhaling and rounding back to cat. Find your own rhythm, feeling the sensations of each vertebrae furling and unfurling. Palms are staying face down on the knees. Return to a neutral spine. We're moving to our seated spinal twists. Right palm to left knee. Staying grounded on both sitting bones and twisting from the navel. Alternating sides now. Dropping those right fingertips behind the back as the left palm reaches for the right knee now. Switching sides again, finding your own pace and rhythm now. Remember to breathe. Return to center and let's take a couple of sun circles with the arms, reaching above the head, bringing the fingertips or the palms together and down through the chakra line on the exhalation. Inhaling as you reach up, exhaling as the hands come to heart. Once more, raise the arms and we're going to come to our seated lateral reaches now by dropping the left palm to the mat. Sitting bones are staying connected as we reach that right arm back over towards the left side. Opening that right side body deeply. And then let's switch sides. Take a sun circle with the arms, dropping the right palm down now as you reach that left arm overhead. Perhaps looking up towards the sky, but if that's not feeling great on the neck today, bring the gaze down or keep it directly ahead of you. Find some motion now. Perhaps inhaling as you stretch, reach and open, and exhaling as you come over. Prevent that chest from concaving, push the armpit up to the sky, opening that heart area of the body. Come back to your neutral seated pose and then extend the legs back to your seated staff pose, feet flexed. Spine is straight, we're on the sitting bones. Let's take a sun circle with the arms reaching up and then we're going to hinge forward from the hips, keeping the spine straight and bending the knees as we come forward to that seated forward fold. Over time, we're looking to bring the forehead towards the knees and the chest on top of the thigh. If you're not there today, accept it, don't force it, listen to your body. If it doesn't feel great reaching for your toes today with the fingers, then perhaps reach for the ankles, the shins, or maybe loop them behind the knee. And come back to that breath. This is our first yin-based pose of the class, and it's very common to feel frustration or resistance here, so I want you to really focus on slowing your breathing down. Steady, elongated inhalations and exhalations. In through the nose and perhaps out through the mouth. Seeing if you can sink any further on your exhalation. That doesn't have to be about bringing the forehead closer to the knees. It could be about relaxing the shoulders. Gaze is at the knees, and remember, if you need to take a rest from any of our poses today, please do. This is your practice. Let's walk the hands back towards the body to come out of our seated forward fold, back to that staff pose. Then tuck that left foot into the right inner thigh. Extending our right leg out straight. Again, we're elongated through the spine, connected to the sitting bone. Let's take a sun circle with the arms and again hinge from the hips, keeping that spine straight and then dropping the arms, dropping the gaze, relaxing the upper body to our single-legged forward fold now. Remember, you can bend through that right knee as much as you need to help support here. Gaze is still down at the knees to create that sense of decompression and relaxation through the neck, the cervical spine. Find your breath once again. If you feel resistance and tension, know that that's natural to experience. Focus on your breath through it. Soften the jaw, unclenching any muscles you're activating and don't need to be. And on your next exhalation, let's walk the hands back towards the body, moving to our other side now. We're moving that right foot now into the left inner thigh and taking a sun circle with the arms to help us lengthen through the spine before we hinge down. Take note here of how the different sides of the body feel. Coming back to that breath connection, our class intention. It's a tool for us to discipline the mind in the poses. And through our hold, the muscles can start to release tension, melting away. And again, we're slowing that breathing down, stimulating the vagus nerve to calm the body, calm the nervous system. Send those signals to the brain that you're safe, that you can relax, find comfort in the pose. And if you need a rest from the pose, that too is okay. And remember that yoga is a journey. It is not about comparison, competition. Listen to the body. It will tell you when to push and when to hold back. Take a moment. After your next exhalation, let's come back to that seated staff pose. Drop the hands behind the back and let's come to our reverse plank now. Opening the chest, pushing the hips and pelvis up towards the sky as you straighten the spine and drop the crown back just for a moment before we drop the glutes back down to the earth, coming back to that seated variation and then making our way over onto the knees into that tabletop, that hands and knees pose. Wrists are stacked under shoulders, knees stacked under hips, hip distance apart. Gaze is between the hands. Fingers are spread. Let's open our right arm out to the right side and then bring it under the body, dropping that right shoulder down to the mat, relaxing that right side of the head down to the floor. Stacking the hips over knees. allowing that chest and sternum to start to sink down towards the ground. In our thread the needle pose, that left arm can either be supporting you, it could be reaching towards the top of the mat, or perhaps you could bring it back behind the lower back, almost as if you were reaching it towards the right thigh in a variation of a bind. This asana is a wonderful way of opening the thoracic area of the body, so the chest, the shoulder blades, the arms, the upper body, the shoulder. It can feel nice for the lower spine and the hips too. Come back to your breath. The mind is always active, so it's natural for it to start to wander as we hold poses. If that is happening, come back to your breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Slow the pace down. Another reminder here that you can always take a rest when you need one. It often allows us to get to know the pose better when we return to it. If this stretch starts to fade for you, you've got a little bit of room to play around here, so you can bring the hips slightly back, closer towards the heels, or you can push slightly forward for a different sensation through the outer shoulder. In your own time, make your way back to tabletop position. And then let's come to our thread the needle pose on the other side. Opening that left arm now out and away, and then looping it underneath, threading that needle, dropping that outer left shoulder down, that left side of the face, neck. That right hand now can either support you, reach towards the top of the mat, or again it could come back behind the lower spine, reaching for the left thigh in that bind. And come back to your breath. Exhale all that no longer serves you out of the physical body and the pranic body that lies just above. That untangible, energetic field that surrounds you, that forms part of you. Let go of anything you are holding, anything you are clenching, tensing. And remember that sometimes as we let those things go, they sometimes rise to the surface first. So if that's what you're experiencing today, stay with your breath, accept it, don't latch on or follow the thoughts. Breathe them out, stay in the present moment. Because the future is not here yet, and the past is already gone. Slowly make your way back to tabletop. We're coming to our child's pose or our balasana next by dropping those glutes back towards the heels. We're going to keep the toes connected and the knees open as we reach those arms, those hands towards the top of the mat and start to rest that forehead down. We're rounding that spine out. This is a very gentle inversion, so our weight is distributed back into the glutes, not purely in the forehead. Allow that chest to start to sink. Connect to your breath. If you wish to intensify this pose in the lumbar spine and the hips, then bring the knees together. And when the forehead is rested back down to the mat, you also have the option to bring those arms back along the length of the body for a slightly different sensation there. Just enjoy this incredibly restorative pose. We're stimulating that parasympathetic nervous system. We're relaxing, finding a meditative space in the mind. Just watching the thoughts pass us by, staying with the breath. If you wish to gently rock side to side with the forehead, with the hips, then please give it a go and see how it feels for you. It's nice to help us open up here, as well as stimulating meridian points across the forehead to relieve headaches and sinuses. Find your edge, that place where you can hold the pose just before it becomes uncomfortable. And then when you're ready on your next inhalation, let's walk those hands back towards the knees, slowly coming up and making our way to modified hero on the knees. We're going to transition to seated. Ground through the sitting bones rather than the tailbone and start to extend the spine before we bring that right foot and take it over top of our left knee. Now, option 1 in our fire log is just to stay here, just letting that right knee eventually over time work its way down towards the left foot. Option 2 is to drop the fingertips in front of you and to tilt forward to intensify this pose. The shins are stacked in our fire log. Relax the shoulders away from the ears and soften through the collarbone clavicle area. And then in your own time, we're making our way to the other side, so simply switching the feet around. Our left foot comes over top of our right knee now. We're stacking those shins and allowing that left knee to start to come down. We're not forcing or pushing this here, it's just gravity that's doing the work. It doesn't matter if the left knee or the left shin are not down and not touching the bottom leg. Over time with practice, this will start to gradually and incrementally happen. Let's come out of our fire log now to that seated variation of choice before we make our way down onto the back, supporting ourselves with the arms behind us. And as we're coming down, you can draw those knees in, finding your Upanasana with the head relaxed behind you. Knees are coming into the chest. This is also known as knees to chest pose. Hands can be behind the knees or over top, depending on what feels best for you. We're just going to start to take a very gentle rock back and forth with the knees, maybe side to side, finding just a bit of gentle movement, bit of gentle self-massage there to help relieve the back. We're stretching through those quads and we're also compressing the internal organs, so we are stimulating detoxification here. This pose is great for the digestive system. It's really great to help us relieve any wind or congestion that we have going on in there. And then when you're ready, let's drop those feet and we're going to come to our reclined spinal twists next. So we're dropping those knees down together towards the left side of the mat. The feet are hip distance apart and we're looking over our right shoulder, keeping that right shoulder grounded at all times. If you find that it is lifting, then you can place a block or some type of support underneath the fallen knees on the left side of the mat, or you can just bring those knees a little bit back towards the center line. Once more, come back to your breath and just start to relax here. We're twisting from that navel, that belly button region, building flexibility and mobility through the vertebrae of the spine over time. When you're ready, let's bring those knees back to center and come straight to our other side. So let's drop those knees down towards the right side of the mat now. We're looking over our left shoulder, keeping that left shoulder grounded. And again, come back to that breath. Let's find that class intention to connect to the breath. In doing so, we find the present moment. And sometimes within that, a sense of peace and comfort. Exhale all the stress, anxiety, fear, anger, anything that is no longer serving you. On the inhalations, imagine that you are breathing in everything that you need to fuel, to restore, to renew and rebuild in the body and the mind. Let's come back to center with the knees, and we're going to take a few wipers here, just dropping the knees over to one side and then windmilling them over to the other side. Again, keeping that hip distance between the knees, between the feet. In your own way and time, let's come back up to seated. Perhaps you join me by rolling to fetal pose on the side and then pushing yourself up. Finding that connection with the sitting bones once more, lengthening the spine. Opening the solar plexus, the core. Let's return back to that class intention by taking a 3-part breath. Bring the left hand to the belly button, right hand is over the heart. We're going to imagine that on the inhalation, in through the nose, that we're bringing that oxygen first to the belly, then moving it up through the rib cage to the chest, and then up last to the clavicle, to the base of the throat, holding it for a couple of seconds before you reverse the direction, push it out first from the chest, then from the rib cage, and last from the belly. Take this for a couple more rounds at your own pace. Activating those 3 different levels of breathing. Let go of your 3-part breath, returning back to that easy, natural breath. And one last time today, slowing it down. Take the hands and stack them over the heart. Just taking a moment to thank yourself for showing up today, for giving back to your own body, doing something good for your mind, for your soul, your spirit. Tuck that chin to chest, bowing down to your center of life. Let's take a final breath together. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this restorative winter flow. If you did, feel free to drop a like, comment, or hit subscribe for more yoga content.